Sundown Town, Part 2, number 65. In Part 1, we left off learning about our ancestors in Flat Rock. We also learned about the lynching that turned this county into a Jim Crow county. Let's continue learning about how this Jim Crow county turned into a Jim Crow Sundown county. Our ancestors also built communities in places like Shermantown after the Civil War and Emancipation. Ironically enough, the town got its name from a Union General, William T. Sherman, after the Union came down and took control of this county, freeing our ancestors. They quarried stone that can still be found today in places like the Lincoln Memorial, the Federal Gold Depository at Fort Knox, and the Panama Canal, and many other places. Our ancestors in Shermantown also loved baseball. One of the very best players ever, Satchel Paige, was born and raised in Shermantown. But Jim Crow was literally at the back door of our community. And on April 2nd, 1892, a mob from Lithonia gathered to make sure our ancestors knew their place, after it was said that two black men assaulted a white woman. And in this Jim Crow Sundown County, it was understood that they were lynched. No one was ever held accountable. This type of disappearing act happened a lot to our ancestors in this county during this time. The violence our ancestors endured at the hands of the Hoods was overwhelming, and it was seen as justified in this county. But in 1900, our communities were segregated and unequal, but in places like Decatur, we still thrived. And in the Beacon community, we formed churches, schools, and businesses. We had our own grocery store, funeral home, theater, beauty shops, you name it. So while our ancestors across this county were preoccupying themselves with buying land, education, and making our mark in this county and country, Stone Mountain became the new home of the Confederate and the false narratives pushed by the daughters of the Confederacy. And in November of 1915, 16 men burned a cross at the top of the mountain, and the new American terrorist group was formed. This group is responsible for absolute terror and violence against our ancestors. The rebirth of this renewed nation meant the end of the Reconstruction era and the second great loss of generational wealth for our ancestors. Stay tuned for Part 3 when we learn about how the Hoods ran this Jim Crow Sundown County, the fourth lynching, and